Hello, everyone, and welcome to the premiere of our brand new show, Film Duels. As you can tell by that intro, this is basically the poor man's movie fights. So we're gonna pick a topic and we're gonna debate about it. And so let's meet today's fighters. First off, we have fighter one, Tristan, aka Movie Reviews 100.
Hey guys.
Then we have fighter two, Film Buff 007.
Hey.
And then we have fighter three, Ricky, aka Mini Movie Reviews.
What it do, baby boo? I am me. If you get that, you're my best friend.
Okay. Alright, so we'll start off since Fantastic Beasts was released yesterday.
Didn't see it.
Yeah. Our first question is, who should play young Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts series, since it has been announced that he will be in the Fantastic Beasts series?
Did somebody just scratch their nails on a chalkboard? What was that?
I don't know. Alright, Tristan, we'll start with you. Who do you think should play young Dumbledore?
Alright, so I had to think about this one for a while just because it's so hard to think of someone who could, capture the magic of Dumbledore. And especially since, it's a young Dumbledore. But I thought someone who I think would do a really good job is Michael Fassbender. So we've seen Michael Fassbender, play some of these characters in the past, like Magneto, and he's done a great job. And, he's old enough that he has that wisdom, but young enough to play, a young Dumbledore. So I think he's the perfect age. Also, he's British, and, he does have, that wise presence that I think would really work for Dumbledore. And, yeah, he's shown us he can be wise in movies like The Light Between Oceans, and he was great as Magneto. Definitely the best part of, some of those X-Men movies, like X-Men Apocalypse. So, yeah, I think he could bring something new to the Harry Potter universe. So, yeah.
Oh, he's getting laughed at. Okay, Ricky.
Wait till my turn.
Yeah, Ricky,
What,
we'll
I'm
go
next?
to you. Yeah, we'll go to you.
Oh,
Did someone just
Dumbo
leave?
left.
Oh,
Gosh dang
okay. Oh, he's back.
Technical difficulty.
Okay, for my pick, I actually have Andrew Garfield, and so hear me out on this. If you actually think back, if you think back to non-Amazing Spider-Man performances, which I will actually defend, but The Social Network, he actually is a very talented, very charming on-screen presence who I think could work in the same vein that what's his name, James McAvoy did for X-Men First Class. He can bring that more wise but energetic and kind of cocky, headstrong version of the character to Dumbledore that we didn't see before. So we can then develop his character in the Fantastic Beasts films to come, and that I think that he can then gain and show the wisdom that he's hiding underneath a layer of cockiness and suaveness that he projects onto other people. And we can then show his character interact with
He's still there?
the 20s characters and Grindelwald, and then him developing into Richard Harris, Michael Gambon type.
All right.
So that's my answer.
Yeah, that's pretty convincing argument, actually. All right, Ricky, let's finish off the first half of round one with you.
Alright, I chose an actor, one of my favorite actors. I like him just slightly better than Fassbender, so I was really mad when he said Fassbender. But my choice was Ewan McGregor, who, I mean, he could very easily do British. He's very close to that already, and he can also do that sort of wise mentor thing, even though he's not that old. If you're doing a young Dumbledore movie, I mean, I don't want to see teenage young. I want to see at least in the 40s, he knows something, at least. And can we start? I don't have too much arguing for him, so can we start knocking other people down?
In this round, you have to stay with your just with your pick.
Okay. I guess that's it.
All right. Okay. Tristan.
Okay, I'm just going off the top of my head. I have
Oh,
no
he's back.
preparation whatsoever. So.
All right. Okay, Tristan, let's go to you with your rebuttals towards Andrew Garfield and Ewan McGregor.
All right,
Fuck.
so I'll start with Ewan McGregor. That's definitely a good choice, but the problem with Ewan McGregor is that when you see him as Dumbledore, you're just going to compare him to Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Because
I could say
they're
the same thing about Fassbender and Magneto.
no, because Magneto's a villain. Obi-Wan's a very similar character in many ways, and also with Ewan McGregor, he just had American Pastoral, right, which is was his 15-year. Like he's been working on that for 15 years and been wanting to direct, but the problem is it bombed, and now he's been reported to be like really upset about that. And like
So,
he's down in spirits, and he doesn't want to play like another big role.
Well, I feel like this would be in an ideal situation without like actual life occurrences.
Oh, really?
Actually, I
blocking.
think the next step in his career, the smart next step in his career, would be to take another big role. Because
Yeah,
but ever since Star Wars
to boost
ended,
popularity in the
since Star Wars
I guess,
ended,
system.
he's slowly been teetering down from immensely
top.
popular to
aside
nothing he
from-
makes any money. So taking another big franchise role would boost his popularity enough so that he'd be able to do more of his own projects and his name would actually mean something again.
Well, aside from that, he also has Trainspotting 2 coming out, which is going to be a big property.
Yeah.
They're also like they want to plan like a series with that. Also, the thing with Fassbender, I think he has more of like I can see him more as a wizard than Ewan McGregor, because with Ewan McGregor, I'll always see him as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's your problem.
And- Well, a lot of
I don't think that would be a
And-
necessary obstacle
Yeah.
to get past as a viewer. Like you can just see him take on any role without a previous knowledge there. You know what I mean?
He's one of those few actors that he really does blend into the roles that he plays. Like when he's not playing Obi-Wan, I don't see Obi-Wan. Like I watch The Island, I see a 3-year-old in a 40-year-old body. I don't see Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I don't know. Personally, I would always see him as that. And I have to talk about Andrew Garfield too. So
Yeah, I
think
got some knocks on that.
with Andrew Garfield, first of all, he's too young. He has a very innocent feel. Like he's kind of gained that nerdy, innocent appeal with films like he played Peter Parker, who was a nerdy character. He was in The Social Network, nerdy character, and then he was in Hacksaw Ridge, where he played a very innocent and and he doesn't
Similar
have that.
vein.
He doesn't have that dark
But-
side that someone like Michael Fassbender could bring to the character. He's too young and
I
innocent.
think he actually does, but his innocence actually would, in my opinion, boost his I don't know, but it would make him like better for the role, because then you can see that character grow and gain wisdom throughout the series if they're going to keep him as a recurrent character.
Yeah,
throughout the
but
Fantastic Beasts films.
you can do that without having someone who looks so young and so innocent. And
He's
he's
not that young. So I'm
Well,
arguing your.
Yeah, it's like 30 or
Yeah,
something.
he's around
Yeah, but
40
he
actually.
looks
He's
very
about,
young.
he's about everyone. Actually, Ewan McGregor is the oldest out of the
He's
three.
45.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You want him to play someone who is playing like this wise wizard, and I really can't see Andrew Garfield as that. He's not
Yeah, but I don't-
typecast, but he has a very like nerdy, innocent appeal, and he's great with at those roles. But someone like Fassbender, I think, could play a wiser, because
Okay.
he's played these roles in the past, like.
Okay,
Again, like
Tristan, I want to get Film Buff and Ricky on this. So
Yeah,
Um,
because I haven't been able to rebuttal you guys yet. I've been
Yeah.
strictly defense.
yeah, I'll go to Film
yeah.
Buff first, so you can end it off, Ricky.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I think your points for making both Fassbender and McGregor, they're actually too wise in my opinion for him to for them to play.
They're
no,
too good for the
here's why.
role, so we should cast them.
Yeah. No, they are amazing actors, but I feel like if you're gonna have Dumbledore, show a different character than we've seen before. Just like Xavier in First Class and that prequel trilogy, he wasn't that incredible, wise Patrick Stewart type man. He was this young, cocky, headstrong professor at Oxford who just happens to have a hidden layer of wisdom and brilliance underneath that. And you can have that character shine through with young Dumbledore, but you don't want to see a Michael Gambon come out of this person too early, because that's just not interesting to watch. If you cast someone like Andrew Garfield, you can actually have it start out with a different character than we've seen before, and naturally progress into one of the most powerful wizards to ever live that we know as Albus Dumbledore. And I think you can show that with his relationship with Grindelwald and then build that to the climactic duel, like maybe in the 5th movie or something. So that's my thoughts, at least.
All right, that was good argument there as to why Andrew Garfield should be in the role. So, Ricky, let's
Yeah.
finish off the first round with you.
Okay, the thing about Andrew Garfield, he is more British than Michael Fassbender, who's not even slightly British. I'll get to Fassbender later, but for Garfield, I just don't see Dumbledore. At least with like McAvoy, I could see like the wisdom underneath his cockiness. Like when he'd get drunk and he'd just start spewing out, this crazy smart stuff. Like I could see it in the surface, or just beneath the surface. But Garfield, I just don't see it whatsoever. Like again, he's a good actor. It's just there's some roles you don't cast someone as, and you shouldn't cast Andrew Garfield as young Dumbledore. Now Fassbender, or is he? Are we typecasting him here? Like we're taking like maybe an older character that's really famous from the early 2000s and recasting him with Michael Fassbender. I mean,
Magneto.
young Magneto, and even kind of young Steve Jobs kind of fits. So yes, no,
you could
that
say
was a
the
stretch.
same thing
That was a
about
stretch.
Ewan McGregor, though.
That was a stretch. No,
Yeah. But I don't think that needs to certainly come into play, and I shouldn't defend the other opponent, but I think like if you're taking that into account, then like if you cast anyone as a certain role that's somewhat reminiscent to another role they've played before, that doesn't really make an argument for why they shouldn't play them. If they have enough talent, they could.
That's true, but
my final argument here. Hold on. My final argument here. A weird argument, but stay with me. Imagine Michael Fassbender's face. Now morph it into Dumbledore.
Ooh.
I don't see it. Imagine Andrew Garfield's face. Morph that into Dumbledore.
Nope.
Don't see it. But imagine Ewan McGregor with his scruff and his his sort of his facial structure and sort of his
That's
demeanor.
true.
Morph that into Dumbledore. That you
I
could
can
see.
see
You could
it.
see. You could see it. You could see the transition. You could say, "Oh, I could see how that guy can become that guy." But with the other two actors, I just don't see it, and that would be too much of a stretch to ask your audience to go through. That's it.
All right.
I
Okay, so Ricky, I don't think you had enough solidity to base your arguments on there. I think you were just kind of grasping, and I know why that is. but
You can't take that. You can't take what I told you into account. Okay?
I know I'm not.
You gotta ignore what I told you before.
I know I'm not. But
The audience will know in about 2 minutes.
yeah, I think I'll bring it down to Tristan and Film Buff here,
Dang
and
it.
just overall, I think Tristan had better arguments about why Garfield shouldn't be cast, and I don't think Film Buff you knocked down Fassbender enough. So Tristan gets the first point for round one. Yay!
Yay.
Okay, I knew I wasn't gonna get this point because I've never seen a single Harry Potter movie in my entire life.
Oh, really? You need to
Yeah.
see them. They're so good.
Oh, what?
Yeah, everyone keeps telling me that, but it's like 8 movies and I don't have time. You kidding me?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So
But still, they're amazing.
yeah. Well, okay. I have no.
I mean, Thanksgiving break just
Like,
came up.
my Thanksgiving break is 1 day. That's
Ooh, that's
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm
believe-
20 guys. I'm 20. I'm in college. Thanksgiving break is nothing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm in university, too, so I kind of understand, like, where you're coming
Yeah.
from.
All right. Okay, let's go to round two. So with Split almost being released, we're gonna talk about what we think the best Shyamalan movie is. So, Film Buff, I'll start with you. What is your pick for the best Shyamalan movie?
Oh, God. Okay, so, well, for my pick, I have to pick Signs. And I fully defend this film. No, don't laugh. I will fully defend this film, and I feel like even Chris Stuckman would too, because it's legitimately good. It's a legitimately good film. There's intrigue there, there's a mystery, there's a compelling script that also develops these characters that are great to watch because of one, Shyamalan's fantastic, masterful direction, and everyone's stellar performances. Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson stand out, and Abigail Breslin as the daughter is actually really good. They all have significant roles to play in this tension-filled thriller / sci-fi mystery, and watching the film progress and watching these characters go through the trauma that's being thrust upon them, and them having to deal with this new odd threat from this thing, and constantly unravel this mystery, is really engaging to watch. And say what you will about the ending and Water, but overall it's still a really compelling film, in my opinion.
All right, that's pretty convincing opening argument there. Ricky, I'll go to you. What did you pick for your favorite Shyamalan film?
I chose Unbreakable because, I mean, give me a minute to collect my thoughts, because again, nothing before this. It has probably the better pacing out of the three movies, because with both, well, I'm saying three because I'm assuming Tristan chose Sixth Sense and not,
Oh no, he
Maybe
chose
not-
the last
maybe
film
not-
for sure.
No,
Yeah.
he
Oh, that's
chose
it,
The
but
Happening, I'm
that's
pretty
the
sure. I think he
That's
went
That's the
with The
pinnacle
Happening.
of cinema. Don't you know anything?
Yeah.
Your opinion doesn't
Okay.
matter.
So just
But,
so uncultured.
the thing about Unbreakable, it was ahead of its time. Like, it was sort of like a play on the superhero genre before the superhero genre even took place. It's visionary, really, when you think about it. And, also the performances, of course. Samuel Jackson gives an amazing performance. He ruled the 90s. But this was the movie. When this came out, it wasn't The Sixth Sense that made everyone say, oh, Shyamalan's the next huge thing. Once Unbreakable came out, his second huge hit, they're like, okay, this was the movie that really, put good thoughts in everyone's mind about him. Plus, it's best on repeat viewings, because like Sixth Sense, which the twist, you watch it again the second time, like, oh, that's good again, but you cannot watch it any more times. After the second time, that movie's done. Signs, again, the ending sucks. But with Unbreakable, like from beginning to end, it's extremely entertaining. So you could watch it 10 times and still be entertained, and that's sort of the beauty of a movie without like the huge twist. It does have a twist, but it's not that big of a twist. It doesn't change your view of the movie. So because of that, it actually makes the movie better than some of his other movies that he sort of relied on the twist.
All right, that was pretty convincing argument there. Okay, I'll go to Tristan now to end off the first half of round two.
All right. So for best Shyamalan film, I didn't really have to think too much about this because there's one that came to mind, and I think it comes to most people's minds when they think of Shyamalan, and that is The Sixth Sense.
Overrated.
No. Okay. First of all, I really disagree with your opinion on repeat viewings. Actually, The Sixth Sense I think is great on repeat viewings because
One more viewing, that's it.
No, I don't think so, because with the twist, once you know the twist, it's really interesting to go back and see how everything unfolds, because it's one of those twists that works so well, and every little aspect of the film ties into the twist at the end. So every time you watch it, you'll see something new. Also, with The Sixth Sense, it's just, well, aside from the twist, it's just a really compelling film, one of the most compelling horror or thrillers of all time, just because it's so easy to relate with both characters who have dealt with loss, and they're both played excellently. Haley Joel Osment has one of the best child performances of all time in this role, and Bruce Willis is great. Also, this is the film that really started Shyamalan's career, and I also disagree. I think this is the film that, after this, everyone was saying Shyamalan's the new best thing, and after this, people have tried to create replicas or rip-offs of The Sixth Sense and its twist, and they haven't been able to come even close. And it's also one of the reasons why all of his other films aren't as good, because everyone compares them to The Sixth Sense, which was such a masterpiece. And yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right, that was this is gonna be a good round. I can feel it. Film buff,
Yeah.
let's go back to you, and you can try and knock down Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense.
I actually agree with Ricky on this. As good of a film, after its initial 2 viewings, kind of loses its rewatch factor.
Thank you.
Again, really well directed. It's really well, and the performances are all stellar. And it's somewhat, but still, after the first 2 viewings, it just kind of becomes nothing. It's kind of a drag to watch, and there's not much else you can gain from it. Unbreakable, really good film, but here's the thing. Again, after a few viewings, you don't get as much out of it as Signs is an incredibly engaging and mysterious film that you right back into anytime you see it. Unbreakable, even the twist at the ending is really rushed, and the title cards are some of the worst things I've ever had to sit through, especially after a really engaging film. But
If the
also
worst
there
thing
are
about the ending
problems
is the
with it.
title cards, then that's a good thing. Unlike Signs.
Oh no, but like the film itself, there are things in the film that I think are underdeveloped and that could have been explored more that really weren't in the film. And Signs really goes all out with its characters and its narrative. And again, the ending I will actually defend, because as ridiculous as Water Hurts Them is, it's still not
Ridiculous,
that
exactly, that's it.
major. But it's not that major of a flaw. It's just kind of, oh, that's not that great. It's still an incredibly engaging, compelling mystery full of great performances and Shyamalan's masterful direction.
All right.
What's a good what's a good movie? What's an okay movie that I hated because of the ending? Interstellar. Very interesting movie throughout.
What?
Did not nail the ending. So because of the bad ending, a 3-hour runtime, I feel like I wasted half my life. Same thing goes with Signs. At the end, it's not just the water thing, but at the end, I felt like it was a waste because I just watched this, again, interesting movie, and because the last thing that I tasted was garbage
And water.
I left with a bad feeling in my mouth. Like when you eat a meal, you eat this delicious meal. If the last bite is poop, you're gonna instantly forget the delicious meal you had because you're gonna be stuck with this poop in your mouth. Again, I have weird arguments, but and it's not just the water.
Wait,
It's the alien design too, because like the entire movie they're teasing what the alien looks like, and then finally they're just like, this is what it looks like. You're like, well, that looks like crap. It's same
but
thing
that's
with
not the ending of the film. The ending of the film is Mel Gibson
third act,
like his faith being restored, and the family finally actually kind of coming together after everything they went through.
I mean
and that's
the third act.
Okay, I can see what you mean there, but still, the ending isn't horrible like you're making it out to be. It's just kind of odd in a few places, but again, the rest of the film is still really, really good.
I'm not denying these. We all chose good movies here. I mean, it's kind of hard to
definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not choose 3 good Shyamalan movies because there's only 3 good ones. But
And one okay one. The Visit is okay.
It's just
Yeah, I'd
how
go
good.
for it.
I actually didn't see The Visit.
I didn't see The Visit.
It's great in my opinion.
What do I see these movies? Sixth Sense is, I would say, like a 95, being that it's really good, but you can't watch it too many times. Signs, I would say, is like a 90 because it's 90% of a good movie with 10% of it being garbage. And Unbreakable, like there's very little wrong with the movie itself, like the title cards. Who cares about the title cards? There's very little wrong with the movie that specifically people point out. You hear people tear down the other 2 movies, even though they're good. There's blatant and obvious things that everyone points out, but there's not really that sort of blatant, obvious thing that ruins the whole movie with Unbreakable as it is with the other 2.
All right. Tristan, we'll go to you just to finish off this round because we're running a little long here on this round.
Yeah, it's
all right. So first of all, Film Buffy said that it's hard to watch Sixth Sense more than 2 times. In my opinion, it's hard to watch Signs even 1 time. That movie is awful. It's like
Are you serious?
It has the cheesiest script ever. I don't think the performances are good. I respect what he was trying to do, but the twist was awful, and even leading up to the twist, I don't think it's a good movie at all. And a lot of people agree with that. And with Unbreakable, I personally think that's a really good movie, but
you could just stop there.
It's a cult classic. It's not one that I think, like with The Sixth Sense, there's a sense of humanity that you can connect with the characters, and Unbreakable doesn't really have that. It has that it. Sixth Sense.
Did you see the weightlifting scene? That's the
yes, but
most humanized thing I've seen. Come on.
yeah, but with The Sixth Sense, it has even though it has that supernatural element, you can really relate with the character and feel what they're.
Oh, you see dead people too?
Well, no,
Or you're dead.
But past that, his personal demons and his emotions and everything he's going through, you can relate with that. And I don't think it's as emotional. I don't think Unbreakable is as emotionally impactful. I think it's a good film, and it's a very good take on superhero films, but it's not as emotionally impactful. There's not as much to connect there. And Signs, I just think, is a mess. The script is awful. There's some really cheesy and dumb lines in there.
Yeah.
And some jokes that don't work.
They
And
even
yeah,
touch on the snail pace of the movie. It takes
Yeah.
an hour and a half for anything to happen.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna end it. I have a winner. I think
Okay.
Film Buff, you got completely destroyed there. I think.
Which I actually like Signs more than Sixth Sense, just so you know.
Ooh.
oh really?
Oh, what?
Wow.
Yeah, no, Signs was Film Buff's third choice. But okay, so I'm gonna give the round to Ricky here because
Boom!
I didn't think there was enough to knock down Unbreakable. I didn't think that you did anything, and I'm pretty sure Tristan, you were almost completely knocked out by the rewatchability factor there, even if
Yeah, we
Sixth Sense
double
maybe
teamed you there.
slightly
Yeah.
the better movie.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't as bad as you guys destroying Film Buff though. That was I feel bad for him. Okay, let's go to the third.
Unbreakable is actually my favorite Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Oh really? Mine's
It's
Sixth
so
Sense
good.
and The Visit.
Yeah, I like. I don't know. I love The Happening. You know, it's pretty great.
Great movie.
Yeah.
What? No.
Gotta do Adventures in Science.
All right. Okay. Let's go to our third question. So with Arrival being released last week and Nocturnal Animals being released this week, we thought we'd talk about what we think the best Amy Adams movie is. So Ricky, I will start off with you.
Okay. Hear me out here. I hate Amy Adams.
Yeah, same. She's bland, but like, okay.
She's a great actress. I just don't like her anything. So I chose a movie that she's
she's
not the
barely
main
in.
character in, that I don't hate her in. Because, again, she's not the main character. Catch Me If You Can. It's an amazing Spielberg movie.
It is.
Amazing performances. Leo and Tom Hanks and stuff. Super interesting. Pacing is amazing. There's basically, like, structurally, it's almost a perfect movie. And Amy Adams isn't in it, so I don't in it too much, so I don't have to look at her stupid face. And before you guys say it's not an Amy Adams movie, so it doesn't count, well, the host counted it, so it does.
Yep,
Bazinga.
that's true. I counted it, so it counts. Okay, let's move on to Tristan.
All right, so with Amy Adams, personally, she's one of my favorite actresses. I think she's really talented, and
That's too bad.
there were so many choices, but there was one that just really stuck out to me, and I think I think it's her best film, and that is The Fighter. First of all, The Fighter is just an expertly crafted film. It's gritty, but it's emotional at the same time. It's perfectly directed by David O. Russell. All the performances all around are great. Christian Bale gives probably his best performance in that movie. And Amy Adams is incredible. It's definitely, I think it's her best performance. And definitely different from all her other roles. And yeah, it just shows a new side to her. And as a film itself, it's just really great. You can relate to all the characters. And there's just it's just very emotional, and there's a lot of great scenes in there. Yeah, it's a great movie overall.
All right. Okay, let's finish off the first half of round 3 with Film Buff.
For my choice, I actually picked another David O. Russell. This is one of the in my opinion, the best of the decade so far.
Sorry, what
It's
did you pick?
brilliantly
It cut out.
directed.
It cut out there.
American Hustle.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
It's brilliantly directed. The script is like darkly hilarious. Every single performance in the film is top notch. It's completely engaging from start to finish. It has this perfect 70s vibe to it, and if you're just talking about Amy Adams in general, she was nominated for an Oscar for it, and I think she gives one of her best performances in the film. And overall, I really, really enjoy American Hustle, and it's one of my favorite films of this decade.
All right. That was 3 great arguments across the board. Ricky, we'll go back to you.
okay. Now, thing about Fighter. These are, let me just say, 3 amazing movies. It's going to be hard to knock any of them. So I'm going to have to sort of walk around this one a bit and go against sort of the genre. We get a fighting movie, like at least like a fighting boxing movie, like 2 or 3 a year. Frankly, I'm sick of them. And it's sort of a knock, because they're kind of a dime a dozen these days. I mean, it's not too hard to find a good fighting movie. But the thing about Catch Me If You Can is it's so unique, and there's not really too many of the movies that sort of fit sort of this genre of film. So it's just out of rarity alone, I think Catch Me If You Can is better. And I'll give more on American Hustle later, because like right now I got nothing. Give me a minute.
All right. Tristan, we'll go to you for your rebuttal.
Okay. Well, first of all, you were talking about how there's not a lot of great fighting movies, and there's like 2 or 3 a year, but The Fighter is that one exception. It's definitely more unique than a lot of these fighting movies, because it doesn't really focus on boxing as that's the overall theme, but it really focuses on the characters and the family life and just his life in general.
I wish I was fighting right now so badly.
It's just a really brutal film, and it has a very unique touch to it that David O. Russell gives it, and he gives all these films. With American Hustle, I need to rebuttal against Catch Me If You Can.
No, you don't have to. You can go to American.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna do that one first.
Yes, please go for the other one first. Yes.
I think it's easier to rebuttal that. Because with Catch Me If You Can, sure, it's a fun film, but we're talking about greatest Amy Adams film. First of all, I know this doesn't really count, but Amy Adams barely has a part in that. She's not really
that's
an
off the
aspect
table.
of that film.
That argument's off the table because it
Oh,
was
yeah,
allowed.
He counted it, so it counts.
Yeah.
All right, so also with Catch Me If You Can, it's really I know it's based on a true story, but Spielberg Hollywoodized the story. He makes it very unrealistic, very cheesy. It's a fun film, but it's one of those popcorn films that you just throw on, and it's just a crazy story that I think was very much over dramatized or Hollywoodized, if you will, to make like it's a fun film. It's just very cheesy and very like a popcorn film. And with American Hustle, that's a really good choice. But the thing that I think makes The Fighter just a bit ahead of American Hustle is with American Hustle, you're dealing with con artists, and I feel like even though there is emotion in their characters, I think there's more emotion with the boxers because you see their backstory and his gritty past and he's like the underdog in his family, and he just wants to he wants to become just as good as his brother. And I think that's more of a relatable story than a story about a romance or a black comedy about con artists, which it's a very good movie. Just The Fighter's more relatable, and I feel like it has more of an emotional punch.
All right, film buff, I'll go back to you for your final argument here.
Yeah. Well, about The Fighter being more relatable and emotionally resonant than American Hustle, I don't think that necessarily makes it a better film. American Hustle is such an enjoyable movie and such a tightly woven film that is constantly keeping you in stitches, but also on the edge of your seat, waiting for what's going to happen next. It's it's always hilarious, but it's always really engaging. And I feel like there's no real film like it that's been made in like since then or before then during that time that it was made, 3 years ago or so. And I feel like that unique tone it has to it, in that kind of fun, energetic quirkiness, but also that like dark bleakness it has to it, really boosts it higher than either of these two films. Catch Me If You Can is a really enjoyable Spielberg outing, but there's something about it that doesn't just grab you as much as American Hustle does. Like, it's super fun and super witty, and the two leads are phenomenal as always, but there's something missing there that American Hustle totally has. It's like Catch Me If You Can has a lot of really like slow moving breathe rest time that kind of goes to waste. American Hustle doesn't.
There's not a second to waste. Catch Me If You Can.
It has a constant oh, well, that's true, but there are a few moments that just feel unnecessary and like feel like excess.
Yeah, there's some dragging moments.
Like?
Catch Me If You Can.
There's just scenes that like don't like the scene with like Jennifer Garner, or what was that about?
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
yeah, there are
I can
things
agree
there
with
that are
that.
just him on the run that don't really have anything to add to the film. American Hustle is a nonstop string of scenes and events that constantly keep the audience engaged because the characters are engaged in what's happening in the moment. And the script is so funny but also so compelling. The characters, and especially Amy Adams, are all great to watch because they all have their own arcs and their own stories going on. And I feel like Amy Adams' performance in that elevates it above the other two as well, because her performance in this is definitely better than hers in the other two. And as much as I love her in the other two,
It's not important.
okay, wait, does this count as important?
Yeah, no,
Or just,
it's important. You can talk about the performances in the film are
Okay.
definitely relevant.
Yeah, you can talk about the performances, but Amy Adams. We're talking about which the best movie here. Not
oh well, fine. Well,
No,
then
what
even
movie's Amy Adams'
everyone's
best
performance in American Hustle is amazing, because if you don't know, or you probably do because we're all film buffs here, this was one of like the only films to, I think, fill out every single acting category at the Oscars, or at least get nominated for.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence, Cooper, Adams, and Bale all got nominated, and that's because they all delivered great performances.
Hmm.
So I
and
sound like
let me put one more defense on Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah,
One of you
quickly.
Yeah.
don't know which. It's hard to tell who's who on Skype, but one of you said how Catch Me If You Can. It's sort of it's fun, but it's like
Both of
kind
them.
of cheesy
Both
at some
of,
point.
both of
It
them
never
actually said
tries
that.
to be anything
That's
it's
interesting.
not. Like you're not okay. You're not gonna knock the Fifth Element for not being scientifically intriguing or anything, because it doesn't try to be that. You're not gonna knock Catch Me If
Oh
You
yeah,
Can.
I feel like
for,
the argument for it's just a popcorn film isn't really relevant, because it totally is a popcorn film, and it succeeds in doing what it sets out to do.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
it sets out to
gonna
do that,
stop
and
it here
yeah.
because this is turning into more of a discussion than a fight at this point. But I think
one more knock on the five. Monkey Mark.
Oh.
Drop the mic.
Okay. Well, first off, I think Tristan, you didn't win, but I think Ricky and Film Buff, you could have easily put him in the ground by mentioning the movie Warrior, which is
Oh, yeah.
really
Yeah.
similar and a better
I don't
film.
think it's better, but yeah.
But
I haven't seen it, so I couldn't.
yeah,
I
no,
should-
Warrior's
I-
amazing.
I should have brought that up too.
Yeah, and Ricky, I don't know, I don't think you argued enough for why Catch Me If You Can is the best movie. So I think we're gonna have a 1-to-1 tie going into the final round, because Film Buff, you're gonna get the
Dang it.
point here.
Yeah, that was a really good argument, Film Buff. Like right
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
you
no,
started,
I knew I lost. I knew I lost immediately.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
he's gonna win this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a good choice, too.
have not seen Fighter or American Hustle.
Ooh,
Oh,
well
wow.
you did pretty
I'm
well
not huge,
considering
I'm not
that.
a huge film buff. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I can
I
review
haven't s-
films easily, but I haven't seen like everything.
Sure. I haven't seen all of The Fighter, so that was kind of like a half argument there.
Yeah.
But also, Catch Me If You Can is one of my all-time favorite films, so it was really
Same.
hard for me to do this.
Same.
I could tell you were struggling to fight against this.
It's so
I-
good.
I
It
haven't
is.
seen it,
It
so
really is.
yeah, I just like threw in the cheesy stuff, but I don't know if like I haven't actually seen it.
You should though.
You should, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
really
definitely check it out soon.
All right, okay. Let's move on to the final question, and it doesn't matter who wins this, but we're gonna have to do a speed round tiebreaker question for the two people
Yeah.
that only have 1 point. But
Did you prepare one?
yeah, I have 6 just in case this happened.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so our final question is, what is the most disappointing movie of 2016 so far? So we'll start with Tristan again.
All right. This is actually a movie that I just saw. I came back from seeing it like 15 minutes after we 15 minutes before we started this, and it. First of all, it was my most anticipated.
Is it
film of the
Arrival?
year. No.
Oh,
It was my
I
most
know where this is
anticipated.
going.
It was my
Oh,
most anticipated
remember.
film of the year. I was
Oh,
so
no.
excited for this, and it just
Oh.
crashed and burned. And that's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I
Oh,
told you so. We
Oh,
had an entire
it's-
conversation of me telling you how this would not be a good movie.
Yeah. Okay.
You should've
This
listened to
isn't.
me.
It's not the worst film of the year. That would probably go to something like
Independence
Alice
Day?
in Wonderland 2, which no one was actually anticipating. But
Ricky, stop being
it's-
cheeky.
yeah, it's something with Fantastic Beasts. It had so much to live up to. First of all, David Yates directed all the other Harry Potter. Well, not all of them, but
Order
5
of the
through
Phoenix
8.
onwards.
Yeah.
And he did a great job with those. The last Harry Potter film is hailed as a masterpiece, and
It
J.K.
is.
Rowling was
Haven't seen it.
yeah. Oh my gosh, you need to. J.K.
Oh.
Rowling.
I already told you guys I've never seen Harry Potter. Calm down.
I know, but it doesn't
Yeah, I
compute.
know.
How can someone not have seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
My parents didn't let me watch anything with magic in it.
God.
Dude, that's the same thing as Ashitaka.
Ashitaka. Yeah, I know.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
What?
Okay, so
Okay, we're off topic. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay, keep going.
which J.K. Rowling wrote the script, and we all know how great J.K. Rowling is of a writer.
Queen.
Yeah, she's known to be one of the greatest writers of the 20th or 21st century.
I wouldn't know.
Past couple decades, of course. But
This is like my idol for like anything.
while this
Yeah,
film,
I wouldn't know if she was the best because,
yeah,
I've never seen Harry Potter.
this film just didn't have the magic that the Harry Potter films had, and like going into this, I wasn't expecting something like as great as the Harry Potter, but I wanted it to at least give me a taste of what made that world so special, and this didn't. It was just kind of very loosely thrown together. The characters were not that interesting. The performances, some of the actors were not great, and like even with the Harry Potter films, not all of the actors are amazing, but they're young and there's that innocence that makes their performance compelling. And with this, it just comes off as hokey. The jokes don't work, and I don't want to spoil anything, but
I don't care.
No, I'm not.
I care.
I'm not going to see it.
I care.
Lifelong Potterhead right here, please.
Anyways, I can go on a rant for this. It's
Johnny
it's
Depp is Dumbledore.
No.
Exactly.
really no.
No. I'm joking, man.
That's rumored.
Okay.
It's rumored.
Yeah, it just really disappointed me. It did not live up to the hype at all, and I can, like, speaking for a lot of other people, it was their most anticipated film of the year, just because we thought
Me.
Harry Potter was going to, we thought the Harry Potter franchise was done,
Wrap it
and
up.
she came out with The Cursed Child and this, and yeah, this just didn't work, and it's nothing like the Harry Potter franchise, so it was a big disappointment.
All right. Okay. Film buff. Let's go to you. What disappointed you?
Okay, let's get into this one.
This one
Okay.
disappointed
Well, I know what
everyone.
you're picking. I know what you're picking.
Yup. My pick is Suicide Squad. Okay.
Oh.
This
We all knew that would be bad, though.
No,
No.
because the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer
Mhm.
made this look
Even
like
the-
one of the best
even the
superhero
Ballroom
films
Blitz trailer
ever
was
made.
so
It
good.
looked fun, it looked energetic, it looked punk, it looked exciting, it looked like it was introducing this whole new world to the DCEU that we didn't see, and I thought it would finally bring home the DCEU for me. It would give me faith that this can come through, that we can finally have the DC that we've deserved other than the Nolan trilogy. And it turned out to be one of the worst films I've ever seen. This film is horrible on all accounts other than the performances. The script, the direction, the set pieces, the characters, none of it worked. It's completely incoherent in every sense of the word. None of it makes sense. There are random flashbacks thrown in here and there. You're just shown exposition for different characters at random times. the action sequences are just the squad fighting this horde of faceless zombies for 2 hours. The characters are the most underdeveloped, one-dimensional pieces of human garbage I've seen on screen. None of it works, and the Joker is an abomination to the name of the Joker. Jared Leto pulls out this weird animalistic mobster wannabe that isn't the Joker. None of it makes sense.
I didn't hate Jared Leto as the Joker. The movie was bad, but I didn't hate Leto.
I can see that, yeah. But, like, none of it makes sense. None of it is good in the slightest. And don't even get me started on hula hoop dancing climax, okay? It's just so bad on every account.
And it
And,
butchered
like,
House of the
nothing can be
Rising
more
Sun.
disappointing for me. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen. One of the worst comic book films ever made, and one of the one of the worst films of the year. Period.
It almost made me hate House of the Rising Sun too, which is bad because that's
Oh,
an
the
amazing...
soundtrack was great, but
yeah,
also the
soundtrack
songs
was
were
great,
so
but
poorly
out of
placed
place.
in the film.
Yeah, so out of place.
There was no score. There was just 30 seconds of about 100 songs just slapped.
Exactly.
Got
Yeah.
like
Oh, and then
And
the
great
ridiculous
songs,
slow-mo
too,
thing
but
at
they
the
were
end
so
that lasted
bad.
for like
Oh,
3
yeah.
minutes.
oh geez, yeah.
Oh yeah, well.
Oh
That
yeah.
was just like, oh, I got a stylistic shot. Oh, I got
Throw
another
the
stylistic
bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we could trash this movie forever, but
Yeah.
let's move.
Yes.
I'm moving it on to me so we can get
Yeah.
this going because I
Yeah.
have to pee. Okay, so think about disappointment. You don't necessarily have to be extremely excited to be disappointed. It's more of like a grade scale. Like if you were like a level 5 excited and the movie was a 0, then that's really disappointing. But if you're like maybe 7 or 8 excited and the movie was like a 5, that's disappointment, but it's not as much, even though the movie was better. So I'm gonna go with Independence Day 2, which personally I was kind of excited for. Like I watched the trailer. I'm like, I know this is going to be garbage, but it feels like one of those garbage movies that you can enjoy. Like one of those, like the first Independence Day, one of those popcorn. You don't have to think too much. Just sit back and enjoy it. And I watched it, and within the first couple of minutes, like I was just lost me. It was, Will Smith's son. They got like the ultimate charisma vacuum. Like if you watch the honest trailer for it, they choose the clip of him like stuttering through his speech. It's cringeworthy. Liam Hemsworth is good, but he can't carry the film, and it's just. And plus, Judd Hirsch driving a bus, like that entire side plot was pointless. And even though I didn't like Suicide Squad, not gonna see Fantastic Beasts. But actually, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's not terrible, and according to like most sources I've seen, most people are saying it's not terrible. It's not good, but it's not terrible.
6.5 on IGN, so not
Day
bad.
2 was probably the worst movie of the year, like 100%. And if you were any level of excited for it, it makes it extremely disappointing. Now, like with Suicide Squad, it's no rebuttals yet. So yeah, that's my argument.
All right.
So I just want to go down to tearing everyone down.
Yeah. Okay, Tristan, let's go to you.
All right. So I feel like Ricky, you kind of like canceled yourself out and contradicted yourself because you said that you weren't really that excited for Independence Day.
I was.
Yeah, but
I personally
but
was.
You said that
You said it looked like garbage anyways.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
like the first Independence Day. It's not in the first Independence Day.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie, but
Yeah, but
it's
it's
a
not
blast
garbage.
to watch.
It's
I
not
would-
but it's not garbage.
I would
And
say,
everybody-
if you look at the character, I would say it's borderline garbage.
Like,
But it's enjoyable garbage. Like
yeah.
You said the trailers for this
that's
one
what
looked
I
like.
thought Independence
Okay.
Day 2 would be.
Yeah,
Enjoyable
but-
garbage.
But before
Yeah.
But that's not like
But-
being disappointed by
But-
something.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but-
let
and-
Tristan talk.
the thing is with Independence Day before the trailers even came out, we knew it was going to be a mess because Will Smith didn't sign on, and we have gotten films like that were big successes in the early 2000s or 90s that were these popcorn flicks, and then made a comeback like a sequel like 10 or 15 years later, and it just didn't work. And I think pretty much everyone knew
Zoolander.
2. Yeah, like Zoolander, but pretty much everyone knew Independence Day 2 was going to suck.
Predators. Oh no, wait, no, that was good.
Here's the thing with Suicide Squad. I hate that movie. It's
Yeah.
not good at all.
We all do, obviously.
But
It's horrible.
with Suicides, I feel like there was more hype surrounding Fantastic Beasts, and with Fantastic Beasts, we were expecting this certain magic that the Harry.
You were.
Well, no, everyone was expecting this certain magic that the Harry Potter films contained, and Fantastic Beasts didn't contain that magic at all. With Suicide Squad, first of all, we didn't know what tone it was going to be because every trailer was different.
That's true.
Like
Thank you. That was one of my knocks I wrote down. Actually.
We knew it was
Okay.
going to be tonally inconsistent. Like the first trailer, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be great because it was very dark, almost like The Dark Knight, or like it looked really dark, and I was looking forward to it with that like Bee Gees song playing.
I started
the
a
first trailer.
joke.
Yeah, that.
The joke's on you or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I started
I
the
love
joke.
that trailer. Then when the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer came out, I'm like, what? This is a total contradiction
Yeah.
to the first trailer because
But it was a
it's,
great
like,
trailer.
it looked a lot more comedic. And
If
then
it was the only
first,
trailer
It's one of the
that came
greatest
out,
trailers ever made, in my opinion.
That's true.
and
if it was the only trailer that came out, well,
Yeah.
if you compare it to the movie, yeah. But if it was the only trailer that came out, then I would be like, oh yeah, obviously we thought it was going to be great. But being that every trailer was a completely different tone, you should have known going in, this is going to be tonally inconsistent.
yeah.
You should have lowered your expectations a bit.
And the third trailer was totally different from the other two as well because it was
Exactly.
showing more of an action film. So we didn't know we like pretty much everyone knew it was going to be totally inconsistent. No one knew it was going to be that bad, but still it like after the second and third trailer dropped, everyone's expectations went lower, and also people had been like bashing Jared Leto from the very beginning when they revealed him with the tattoos and everything. People had been bashing him, so I feel like there wasn't really
People
hype.
also bashed Heath Ledger when they showed the first photos of him. So
Well, yeah, but Dark
Yeah.
Knight wasn't disappointing.
Yeah, and Suicide Squad was.
That's not a good argument. Toss that.
With
Okay. I'm still saying.
with Fantastic Beasts, sure, it's not the worst movie ever made, but but the trailers looked good. The cast was great, and people were expecting it to at least contain the same magic and open up a new universe to the Harry Potter, and it just fell flat. There was no magic in there, and
There was no magic?
it-
I've got one question.
well,
that
no, there
destroys
was
your whole
magic, but
argument.
it didn't have like.
There's
a
not that
very-
magical feeling that the
Yeah,
Potter.
yeah.
I've got one question that destroys your whole argument. You ready? Brace
Yeah.
yourselves. Do you know any good prequels?
Yes.
Yeah. I love
Wait, what'd you say?
University.
Any
I
good
thought that was
prequels?
beautiful.
No, that movie sucks. Try again.
No, it has like 80% on the tomato meter or something like that. A lot of
Yeah,
people.
Rotten Tomatoes isn't god of movies.
Oh, any
but
good prequels?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's tons.
Monsters University is
Temple
not a
of
good
Doom.
movie.
That's true.
Not a good
Temple of
movie.
Doom.
X-Men
Yeah,
Got
First
good moments, not a good
X-Men
movie.
First Class, Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
Yeah,
Godfather
yeah,
Part
that's not a
2,
good question because there are some.
Godfather
good
Part 2,
They're good prequels.
Okay, fine.
And
Star Wars
Fantastic Beasts
Episode
isn't a
3
prequel
can
anyway.
argue
It's
for
Yeah,
it
it's not a
too.
prequel. It's a spin-off.
A spin-off that takes place before, and it has.
Yeah, but it's a totally.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Spoiler
make it a
alert,
prequel. There's no like.
it-
It's not.
It has a character from the original. Spoilers.
No. Oh yeah, but in the second one, not in this film.
Yeah, like I mean, like Grindelwald's in it and stuff. I'm assuming, but like it's not.
Not just in the.
Directly like, ooh, this is how James
Yeah.
Potter grew up or something. It's not a Marauder.
Yeah, they barely even. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but they barely even reference the original Harry Potter. It just doesn't
With,
contain any of the magic.
With that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
you
move
can also
on
take
here
away
for
Rise of the Planet of
Tristan.
the Apes as a prequel because it doesn't have any characters from the original.
It's still a prequel though.
Yeah.
Okay, can I make my rebuttal?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
go to Film
that
Buff. Go to
doesn't
Film
make
Buff.
any sense.
Wait,
Ricky,
guys, let's
Ricky.
let Film Buff
Yeah.
rebuttal.
Okay. Seen either of these yet, but considering what I've heard, you're saying that it didn't live up to the legend of Harry Potter, and I think that's kind of on you for trying to compare it to it. When you, if you go into this, you shouldn't really be comparing it to a thing that it's not necessarily
Yeah.
built upon. It's just in the same universe as. And with Independence Day, I feel like everyone knew that was going to be garbage, so there's not much to be disappointed about. Suicide Squad, to me, and I know, I can relate to you, Tristan, being, Harry Potter is a part of my soul. Harry Potter feels like a Horcrux to me.
Yeah.
And I grew up with it, and I loved it, and I'm still anticipating Fantastic Beasts. But I don't think that it'll be such a letdown where it's like, oh, this is awful, you know what I mean? It still sounds like it was a relatively good film. Am I right?
No, I don't think it was. It's not
Yeah.
the worst film ever, but it's not good.
The general
Is it
consensus
watchable?
is it's good, not great.
It's if
Right.
you
Yes,
if
it's
you have
good, not
no,
great. That's a bit of a letdown.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but it's
I
not
But
a
think
huge
that's not.
letdown.
But
That was
that's
my
not
argument
massively
generally.
It's a little
disappointing
bit
like
not a huge
Suicide
letdown.
Squad.
I think it's generally
Yeah,
not a
like-
good movie though. And a lot of
Yeah,
people
but-
were
okay.
very let down. They've given it. I've seen reviews giving it like 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I've even seen a review that gave it like 2 out of 10.
Here, let's
it-
let
one
Film
review.
Buff talk.
Okay.
As a
It's great, and this was gonna be like the first good DCEU film for me because I hated the previous two. So this was
Yeah,
gonna be what it was built on,
Yeah,
and this was a whole new crew. Like Snyder, Hack Snyder wasn't involved with it really. He was just like executive producer or something. So it felt like it was gonna introduce a new world which I could fall in love with, and which I could get behind, and then get behind for the rest of the DCEU. It didn't. It's actually the worst of the DC films right now for me. It's a complete mess on every spectrum. There's nothing good about it except for a few performances, and it's not only a letdown, but it's one of the worst experiences I've ever had to sit through.
you should have known from the track record of the universe
yeah.
that it wasn't going to be great. You'd be like,
And
everything else is terrible, but this one might be good. No, that doesn't make any
Man
sense.
of Steel's
Yeah,
not
and with-
terrible.
Right, but if you're going from the track record of like the early MCU, like the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 aren't really that good, and then
Yeah,
Thor,
but
Captain
First
America, etc.
Avenger
Like
and-
from there on, they're good.
yeah, but Iron Man was a great movie.
Yeah, Iron Man was
and
amazing.
there
They,
were
they
some
had
really
a good
good-
movie.
DCU
It had a good
doesn't
movie.
have a
DC
good
doesn't.
movie at all. And with
Man of
Harry
Steel's
Potter,
a good
every
movie.
Harry Potter film is
Yes.
great.
No, Chamber and
yeah,
Half-Life
no.
are terrible in my opinion.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, no,
well, they're at
there's
least good.
there are movies that people legitimately don't like.
They're at
like,
least
majority
good,
of people
though.
don't like.
Like all of them
Yeah,
have.
there are at least good. Like Fantastic Beasts is at least good.
I'll say
No, it's not.
none of
good.
them are awful, but that doesn't mean that like all of them are good.
Okay,
With the
Ricky,
DCU,
Ricky,
none
I'm
of them
gonna
are good.
I'm gonna give it to Ricky now and let him finish.
No, I'm talking
it
about
up.
Harry
Okay.
Potter.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna finish
Okay.
with what I started with to really get into you guys' minds.
Yeah.
It's not like when you talk about disappointment, like Fantastic Beasts. We should have, like what is J.K. Rowling screenplay wise written? Not really anything, right? She didn't do the screenplays for any of the original Harry Potters. That should have been a tip. Plus prequels, majority of
She's still a
prequels are bad.
masterful writer.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
a great writer. One of the best.
Books and screenplays are completely different things as someone who's written both. They're
Yeah, but
Best
completely
writers like of all time.
Yeah, and the screenplay
Okay.
wasn't very good at all. It was one of the weakest parts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should have
seriously?
seen that coming because she's
Yeah.
not a screenplay writer. Secondly, again, not every Harry Potter movie is good, but my final thing is, like, who thought this was going to be like a masterpiece? No one suspected Fantastic Beasts to be a masterpiece. People thought
Yeah.
it was going to be a great movie, and it was.
Oh,
good.
I'm going into
That's
it like still thinking it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
people thought it was going to be a masterpiece, or at least as good as the other Harry Potter films, and it wasn't
Okay.
anywhere near.
People thought it'd be great. Okay, it was good.
No,
I
it was
have
mediocre at best.
Okay, majority of the world disagrees with you. But people thought it'd be great. It was good. That's a little bit of a letdown. Suicide Squad, according to track records and pacing in the trailers, and pretty much other than like directors, everything like writing rise and producing rise behind it, I personally didn't expect it to be very good. I expected it to be okay. It was bad. A little bit of letdown. I expected Independence Day to be fun, but it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. That's even though I didn't expect as much from it as I would for the other two, it was still comparatively. You just take numbers, theoretical numbers, I guess. It is technically a bigger letdown to me personally. 'Cause I guess that's what we're arguing.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to have a good time, and I was miserable 100% of the time, making
Right,
it a bigger
and-
letdown than.
But
So
no,
you really expected Suicide Squad to be horrible?
I didn't expect it to be
Okay,
horrible.
okay,
I expected it to be okay.
Okay.
Right, and it was awful.
Okay.
Okay to bad is
So,
not as much as
the
Okay.
track record and the
okay
trailer.
to the worst
Ricky.
movie I've ever seen. Which Suicide Squad's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
Okay, I haven't seen
Independence Day.
Resurgence, so I can't say.
Ricky. Okay, Tristan, what was that one thing you wanted to add on the end? I'll give it to you because Ricky had that last
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I already added it. It was about. I was talking about how all the Harry Potter films are good, but none of the DCU films
Okay.
are good. So the
Um,
track record's better.
Yeah, I would say Yeah, just for that, Suicide Squad should be off the table. And for what I just said about Fantastic Beasts, great to good, that should be off the table. What's left? Oh, my movie.
Yeah, but
Mm,
Independence
okay,
Day
okay, okay,
1.
okay. It's over. It's
No,
over.
the round's
It's
over,
over.
the round's over,
It's
Josh.
over. It's over.
Alright.
It's over. It's over. Okay.
Okay.
So Tristan, you definitely had the most time arguing, but I don't think you gave me enough. I didn't think you gave me that many meaningful arguments there. And Ricky, I don't know, you just didn't feel like you argued for Independence Day hard enough. And I don't think you guys
What
did a
do you
good
mean?
enough job at knocking down Suicide Squad. So I think Film Buff's gonna get the point there, and it's gonna come
Dang
down
it.
to a
Dang.
little tiebreak round between you two.
Okay, if I don't make it to the speed round, I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay, here, let me just get my phone out here and get this tiebreak question. Okay.
So,
So-
I don't argue in this, right?
No, you don't. Okay.
Yeah,
No, okay.
Give us the rules so we,
Yeah,
get
that's
that
what I'm
clear
gonna
up
say.
before
Okay,
we
so
argue for
basically-
an hour about the rules.
What happens is you'll both get I'll ask the question. The first person to answer gets to talk first. They have 15 seconds to argue their answer. The next person gets to talk for 15 seconds, and then as a reward for answering first, the person who got the answer first gets to rebuttal for 5 seconds.
Wait, so
Okay.
we both don't get a rebuttal?
Only one person gets
Yeah.
to rebuttal.
Oh, that sucks.
I know that's how we did last time, but it's pretty much a race just to get yourself
Yeah, it's a
off
reward.
first, so you can
Yeah.
destroy the other person in the rebuttal.
All right.
Okay, so
Okay.
for this, we're just taking theatrical cuts into account. There's no Donner cut or whatever. That kind of gave away the question. But Superman or Superman 2?
Superman.
I was gonna go for Superman 2 anyway. It's better.
All right. Okay, so Tristan, let me get the clock out here. You have 15 seconds.
right.
And go.
Whenever people think about Superman, they think about the original. It's more iconic. It's the first time we got that score. It's just an overall better film. No one really thinks of Superman 2 other than the Donner cut. Just Superman's a more iconic and enjoyable film,
Okay.
and pretty much everyone loves it.
All right. Okay, so Ricky, you're allowed 18 seconds, because that's how long it took Tristan.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
All
Cool.
right. Okay, so for Superman 2, go.
Okay. Iconic doesn't mean good. And we think about Superman 2, like that does better than Superman 1 is pacing, because Superman 1 takes like I want to say a half hour just to get to Superman, and unlike Man of Steel, the Krypton stuff is super boring. Plus, the ending of Superman 1 makes no sense, and it makes the entire
Okay.
internet angry.
Okay, time.
Superman 2 for the win.
Okay, Tristan, you have 5 seconds, go.
First of all, the pacing is great. It just builds the character, and
That's it.
slow
The
doesn't mean
character
bad.
isn't in the beginning.
That's done. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go with Ricky here, because
All right.
Yeah.
it was
I haven't
already
seen either one.
established, and so we could get a good movie, better pacing. And sorry,
Yeah.
Tristan, but
It's okay.
now you get to help me judge the speed round. Okay, so
Who needs to go to the bathroom, right? Not this guy.
okay, Ricky, because that was this tiebreaker, you didn't get a point for that question,
Yeah, I got it.
so it's 2-1.
Wait, so what's the score at the moment?
Hey,
2
dude,
to
do you
1
want to
for
edit
Film
in
Buff.
another beep so I can go to the bathroom? How much of that are we cutting out?
None.
Okay.
Okay, so ready? Both of these are in the
Okay.
bargain bin. Which do you buy? The Happening or Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Paul
Blart.
Blart. Ha!
I think Ricky had that by like the slightest fraction of a second. So Ricky, you get to go first. You're stuck with The Happening,
right.
Film Buff.
Happening? Okay.
Okay,
When to go.
Ricky, go.
Okay, so Paul Blart is actually a semi-entertaining comedy, unlike Happening, which is literally one of the worst movies you can watch. It's not even, like, funny bad. It's just so cringeworthy that I cannot sit through that movie, unlike Paul Blart, which actually makes me laugh. It's a funny movie.
Okay, that's your time.
Sequel aside, of course.
That's your time.
Do I start when I go? Or do I start, or
Yep.
does my time start when I start?
Yeah,
talking?
you
Yeah.
start when you go.
Go.
The Happening is a hysterical film. It's so bad it's good. Paul Blart is a cringeworthy comedy that tries to be a family film but just fails on every level. No joke is funny. Nothing works. The Happening is an awful film. It's one of the worst movies ever made, but oh my god, it's hysterical. Every line uttered by Mark Wahlberg is just comedy gold that's unintentional.
Okay,
You
stop.
can just sit down with your friends
Stop.
and roast it.
Okay, 5 seconds. Ricky, go.
With some movies that are so bad or good, I can actually, sit through, but this surpasses that and just
Okay,
goes
stop.
into something that's so
Stop.
cringeworthy I cannot sit through.
Stop. I'm gonna have to
Can't
give
do
that
it.
to Film Buff there. I think he gave.
Yeah, I know he got it.
yeah.
He got it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave a really good
As
argument.
someone who owns The Happening and not Paul Blart, I agree with him.
Okay, 3-1 now.
Yeah, am I mathematically eliminated yet?
No.
No, okay.
If he gets this question, you are.
Okay, I might throw it just so I can pee. Let's go.
Okay. Who should play a young Luke Skywalker in a Star Wars reboot?
I didn't catch that. What? I didn't catch that.
Who should play a young Luke Skywalker in a Star Wars? Okay,
What'd
Star
you
Wars. Who should play a young
I took
Luke
my time
Skywalker in
because I
a
knew
Star
it
Wars
would be.
reboot?
Sebastian Stan.
Too late. He already got that.
Who, me?
He said Sebastian Stan. No, I know. I didn't say Sam Claflin.
Okay. All right, Film Buff, you got Sebastian Stan. Go.
Have you seen that pic of him, of their faces matched up? He literally looks identical to him. Also, he has amazing talent. Did you see Winter Soldier or Civil War? That man can act. He brings depth to a character that really shouldn't have any. He's an amazing actor, and he looks like him. He can perfectly play him. He can fill the gap between
Okay,
6 and
stop.
7 perfectly.
Stop. All right. Ricky, go ahead for Sam Claflin.
Okay, Sam Claflin is not as big of an actor, so I can actually see him as Luke Skywalker. And like Sebastian Stan, even though he looks like him with the editing skills and stuff, I still will only see Sebastian Stan when I watch him as Luke Skywalker. Yeah, plus he's too old. I mean,
Stop.
we're doing young
That's
Luke
your
Skywalker.
time there. Okay. I don't need to hear the rebuttal. I think Film Buff definitely won that, which means
Yeah.
Film Buff is the
compete.
winner.
Which means you compete.
Yay!
That's a prize enough for me.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you to all of our fighters. Make sure to follow all three of them on Instagram at filmbuff007, at mini_movie_reviews, and at moviereviews100. We had a lot of fun making this pilot episode, and we'll definitely have one coming out soon. Thank you for listening. Bye.
If you're watching
See ya.
this, I'm surprised. I mean, really, what are you doing with your life?